this is Sabrina Ingram, and I'm the junior editor at Signet Literary Magazine.
Hi, I'm Emily DeAugustino, and I am the Director of Marketing at Signet 2.
And today we will be doing a reading of the 2020 Signet Literary Magazine.
I will be reading Requiem for my 2000 Dodge Durango by Evan Boyer. I bought you, in a broken state, for a cool $800 from Jared, a high school chum, who was willing to part with you for such a meager sum because, as he so ominously warned, something's wrong with the transmission. Indeed, Jared wasn't wrong. The torque converter had detonated during some ill-conceived hill climb attempt, and only after I forked over 1,000 more greenbacks to a transmission mechanic, a man who was so leathery and hoarse and greasy, and who smoked so profusely, he seemed to himself be morphing into an automobile. Did I get you home? I prodded your squeaky gas pedal on Smather Street as you lurched forward with authority, a subtle roar permeating the cabin along with all that wind noise. Squat and muscular though you were, you could hardly be considered aerodynamic. Of course, you weren't built to cut coolly through the atmosphere like a balsa wood glider. You were made to rip through it with prejudice, like some demented horror movie villain who only need to breach a cabin door to achieve his heinous, limb-tearing goals. What really drew me to you initially was your paint. Dubbed flame red by the visionary minds at Chrysler, it was still, even after 20 years sleeping under the stars, incredibly vibrant and forbidding. Like the red of the occupied sign on the porta potty that was your last bastion of hope before shitting your pants at a music festival. Or maybe the red you observe when you look at your arm after scraping it on a rusty nail and realize you're bleeding pretty bad. You accelerated with uncanny haste for such a heavy bastard. I never addressed you with feminine pronouns. Why would I? When starting up on a chilly morning produced a grumble so throaty it could be mistaken for that of an aging arthritic pro wrestler as he opens his medicine cabinet to find he's out of painkillers. One crisp fall morning, when I felt particularly naughty and you particularly spry, I managed to hustle you up to an ass-clenching 115 miles an hour on a desolate, rod-straight country road that seemed laid for the express purpose of affording kids some tarmac to succumb to their foolish faculties. When it wasn't propelling me down the road at unlawful speeds, your hard or rowdy 360 cubic inch V8 that swigged gas with the verve of an alcoholic swings box wine, exhibited that cute, small black tremor at idle, those sporadic little shivers, like a dreaming dog at your feet. Just as Bentley would look back afterwards if it, God forbid, became dirty, your interior looked and felt strangely inappropriate when it wasn't dirty. You seemed to prefer being stuffed with crumpled clothes and stinking of Marlboro Reds, your cup holders little petri dishes of spilled coffee, crumbs, coins, and a particular regenerating grime whose origin remains unknown. Your third row of seats at some point became a leather-lined dumpster, the final destination for all those impulsive gas station buys. Forlorn packs of peanuts that my mom insisted we stock up on for the road, Gatorade bottles full of sunflower seed shells and saliva, stray Skittles and Happy and chocolate bars abandoned with the onset of a toothache. These artifacts of hours spent on the road, while disgusting, imbue an automobile with the kind of unrepentant humanity that can only be found in high-mileage jalopy. During our time together, I narrowly avoided accidents, made obscure gestures at other motorists from behind your thick glass, raced to the library to print out the first drafts of aborted novels, toted inebriated comrades around tight-lipped as they yelled and sang, tracked the progress of my burgeoning beard in your mirrors, shared moments with my not-quite girlfriends on your leather seats, and more recently, moved into college while my mom drove you slowly, solemnly, home to an empty nest. I have to sell you now, and buy a small, economical, inconspicuous, easy-maintained, homogeneous eco-box with an engine the size of my fist, the absolute antithesis of everything you were. I'm growing up, you see, and growing up entails the grudging relinquishment of things, people, and principles that you assumed, or rather hoped, would last.